Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to bear with me as I'm still getting used to this process and trying to get everything kind of sorted and situated. So I appreciate y'all in advance. So thank you so much. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming to check me out. So please take the time to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, I know I haven't said this in any of my other videos, but I would really love feedback from you all in the comment section, as well as I would like to hear your thoughts and ideas about what happened in this episode, so that I can maybe address some questions, or maybe talk about some of those shared concepts and ideas. So it'll be nice. So let us go ahead and hop on in. This is season 11, episode 8. Based off my uploads, I think I'm off an episode. Something something isn't registering right, but it is what it is. We'll get it together. But it's called the good, the good, the bad, and the ugly leather pants. Food that y'all know has been on my mind. So we start off with Lisa and Harry. They're doing like some grocery shopping. Lisa's in a grocery store, and let me tell you something. I'm Lisa in the grocery store. I'm the person that always is looking for something else to buy. I feel like I'm always missing something. It's like when I go to the grocery store, it's not complete. I don't know what that's about, but uh, you know, I'll be honest, that is me. I'm that person. I always think I'm missing something. Sorry, sad thing, but it is what it is. And also we get to see Kathy's beautiful mansion. First off, beautiful home. I don't too much know if I like decoration at her home. Her home is beautiful, but the decoration really is not my taste for decoration. And her pajamas almost look like her decor. I think they were pajamas. But the girls are out playing tennis. It's Crystal, Erica, and two of Crystal friends. Erica is not a tennis player. I would have at least tried. I feel like Erica just sat there. But hey, Crystal is great. And she says she's a tomboy. This is the kind of her element. And I feel like, honestly, I do like Crystal. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Crystal is a good fit. Not in a bad way. I like how she stands up for herself. I like how I like the different flair that she brings. But Erica tell you, like, oh yeah, I'm kind of laid back, chill, I'm this, I'm that. But she gives you very much so dolled up. She don't give you that kind of laid up, chill, I'm just a roundaway girl. She don't give you that. Erica really gives you like I'm a dolled up, has to be the perfect girl. That's what I get from her. Crystal gives me this chill, laid back vibe. Like, yeah, I can turn it on, and I can be this when I have to be. But I'm the type of girl that like to kick it in my pants. Do some kickboxing, go out and play some sports. I don't really see a lot of the other women being that type of girl. Like, I feel like if she put them in her like scene, like to do stuff that she likes to do, I feel like they'll probably whine and complain a lot. I feel like the only person who would have been good for that was Teddy. I think Teddy would have been the one girl who probably would have hung with her, kind of with that type of stuff. So, and maybe even Denise, but Teddy for sure. So if they decide to keep Crystal, I think if they bring Teddy back, that might be a decent fit potentially. Um, Erica discusses her self-discovery and how when she was with Tom, everything was about Tom. And I mean that is I can believe that. She was 27 when she met Tom and married Tom or something like that. So he's this rich man with all this money. I can see how her concept of life was not fully developed, and that she was living off what it is that he envisioned a wife to be, a mother to be, and all these things. Like, she has to be that. And now she's in the space where it's like, I've been married for 20 years, I've been on this for 20 years, and now I have to be me. And she's still trying to discover who she is. So I can see how that's difficult. And it's interesting because she say things like, I'm in my little house, and you know, I miss being in a huge house, and I'm in this little bitty house. I look at that as a representation of herself. She had this glamour, this facade of this huge life, this huge person. I'm this huge personality. I'm all this. When in all actuality, she's she doesn't really view herself as big. I think Erica sees herself smaller than what she led on to be. Um, but as she developed her concept, it's going to do nothing but grow and grow and grow. And I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. The fact that she pays $9,500 a month to rent a 3-bedroom house, maybe 4, is out of control. I say that because I ain't got that type of money. But I think even if I did, I think $9,500 a month, I might as well just have a house. She might as well just lease to own. $9,500 a month, like Erica, you'll come out better just buying a house, sister. Like your mortgage is probably gonna be cheaper than that. But then again, they want these big old huge mansions. Don't get it wrong. If I could live in one, I would. But you got this huge mansion, so your mortgage might be $20,000 a month. I don't know, but that's a lot of money for to be renting a house. I just wouldn't rent for that much. But she talks about the lifestyle, like, oh, I'm cooking for myself. I'm uh, doing my own clothes, like folding and washing clothes and doing this, doing that. I don't have the servants or the maids or whatever. And so, it's a readjustment period, but it's good that she's having to do things on her own because this then helps develop her, develops Erica. So now let's go back a little bit. Excuse me. Cal is taking Christmas pictures with Mauricio and the family. They have a beautiful family. They look really, really good as a family. They have a beautiful family, and again, we all love Mauricio. We love Cal's husband. So that's that. So Kathy comes over, and Kathy came over there. I was like, should I be jumping in the picture too? Should I be jumping in the picture? Like, no, Kathy, you do not fit the bill today. Sit over. But Kathy and Kyle are talking, and basically Kyle and Kim aren't talking to each other right now. Kyle don't even have Kim's phone number. So that lets you know that Kim wants nothing to do with Kyle in this moment. But Kim is talking about how in COVID she's been alone, but she believes that this was meant to happen. So, I guess so more so that people can collect themselves. And I'll be honest, although COVID was not the best thing because of the deaths and everything of that nature, I'm not going to say it was fully necessary, but I see the benefits that came from COVID. Like, look at what it did for the earth. I mean, you had animals that people don't really see as much coming out. It was not as noisy. People got more time to spend with their kids. People were actually able to see challenges and difficulties that they have within their relationships with their partners and their families and their children and things of that nature. I feel like it was really a benefit. And honestly, if I was a president, or I don't know, if I was in the House of the Senate or something, I could run some stuff. I would be voting for us to have a shutdown like for a month, every 3 months. So like 4 times a year. Or I would go for, and when I say a shutdown, like people just work from home. Or I would do 1 week every month where some people work from home, just to kind of give our earth a break, to give the animals a break from us, and all that kind of stuff, to just give back to the planet that gives to us every day by allowing us to live on it. So that's what I'll say about that. But so then we move over to Sutton, Erica, and Rena. The house is beautiful. Like I said, it's a beautiful home. But Sutton is still talking about this crystal stuff. She cannot get over the word violate. Again, technical terminology. You violated her, sister. It is what it is. Okay, should she have clarified what she meant by the violation because she said creepy? Yes, she made it clear at the table she didn't mean a sexual violation or anything of that nature, but she did say that she was not changing it. She's not going to change it, so what do you even want anyway? Let it go, leave it alone. It's done and over with. Everybody's done, she's done, poof, gone. But she's not over it yet, which we get to a little bit later, so we'll just hold off on that for a minute. And we're sitting here as we're talking to them, and Erica talks about how she had to pull herself up by the bootstraps. I hate, when I say hate, I absolutely hate when people say, "Oh, pull yourself up by the bootstraps," or "Oh, I pulled myself up by the bootstraps." No, because that in itself was something that was like talked about back in the like 19th century, around like 1834. Like, it was an idiom, and it's literally an example of an impossible task that one cannot complete. Like, I don't understand why people think that is such a, like, oh, I have completed the impossible. I pulled myself up by the bootstraps. No, that was something that was made to be a joke. It's a joke because no one can pull themselves up by the bootstrap. Because if you do pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you go fall on your face or on your butt. Everyone in life needs support and has some type of support. Now, what I would say, did she maybe have, you know, uh, not as much support as she's used to having because of what Tom offered her? That is possible. Very much so possible. But you still had support somewhere. Whether that was a shoulder to cry on, whether that was the friends who helped you move. You didn't pull yourself up by the bootstrap alone. What you did was you leaned on some people who were able to offer you some shoulders while you was putting your boots on, and you stood up with support. I can't stand that when people say that they pull themselves up by the bootstraps. You never pull yourself up by yourself. You always have support from somebody. And that's just how I look at it. That's my thing, and I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm gonna stick beside it. That's just me, and that's how I look at it. So we go over to Garcelle. She's talking to Jax, and she's talking. He's in Japanese. That's the one with the curly hair. That's not the hair. The big hair. The big hair. It's Jax. I finally learned her children's name because the other one is Jade. Jax is on Japanese. He asks Garcelle, "Mom, please be quiet. I gotta do my work." What's she doing? I'd have been so damn mad. I probably would have been like, "Excuse me, pause, Mama, stop it, please." And then what she turn around and do? Call Jade. "Can you come get the dishes out the dishwasher?" And he come down there rattling. This whole boy is trying. He trying to do his work, and they talk about they all on top of each other. Y'all got bedrooms. You got an office, Garcia. If you're not using that office in that moment when that boy's in class and you don't need it, let him go in your office. Use the space that you got. Use it well. Use it wisely. And I know y'all keep seeing me look over here. Me looking over here is whenever I kind of like try to hit a note, and then I come back and engage. I'm sorry. I know this kind of sucks, and I probably need to practice it a little bit more. But I promise y'all, I'm working on all of this stuff. So Jade, he is having a little attitude problem. Going through the hormones. Her boys are 13. I would have thought they were older. And not saying I think they're like super old, but I would have thought they was a little bit older. They seem like big boys. But they're 13. They're going through their hormonal changes, and Garcelle has had it because Jade is, one week he loves me, one week he doesn't. What does he want? And basically, Jade don't want to eat. And she's like, "Well, Jade, go to your room." I honestly think what she needs to look at now, and I think we talked about this last week in my review. Seriously look into like his emotional state. Because when she asked him about like, "Well, what if I get married?" And he's like, "No, don't love anyone else. Love me. Just love me." Like, is this a cry for help potentially for him? Is he wanting his family together as a whole, meaning you, his dad, and them? What is happening? Like, I think she really needs to talk to him a little bit more about where his emotions are in this moment, what is going on, what is he leaning more towards, and kind of, how can she be a better support to him as a mother in this moment? We don't want her to miss the mark. And we look at Jax. She's talking to Jax, and she's like, what should I do?" And Jackson's like, take away all his charges so he can't like charge up any of his stuff, and it's like psychological torture, you know, that kind of stuff. But Garcelle talks about how she's raising her children differently, and I think it's a smart move. She's at least trying to communicate with them and not just go straight to what some black parents, honestly, and black families do is straight to the punishment. And without knowing, sometimes you don't even know what you're being punished for. And it's good that she's at least having a conversation. Let him know what's going on. What is this experience? What is happening? What is causing you to do this right now? I need to know. How can I support you? So I think those are the things that she needs to start doing a little bit more. But I like how she's raising her children. So we go back to Lisa and Harry. They're getting everything ready for the dinner. Lisa is talking about, you know, how she want to repair her relationship with Garcelle, all that. Then we go to Dorit. Kyle goes to Dorit's house. Dorit's husband is PK. I now remember his name. So we're at Dorit's house, and Kyle and Dorit are basically getting ready. Kyle forgot to, you know, bring something, so she gives me some wine. Wine? Yeah, rosé. And then they talk about this little Hermes purse. Let me tell you something. That little old beaded thing was about this big. It was basically $9,000, like $8,000 and some change. What can you even put in that purse? A little bit of pocket change, a little your ID. I don't get it. I wouldn't be spending $8,000 on a little purse that I could barely use. So they're driving. They're heading over to Lisa's house. Dorit talks about her moving into bridal because Beverly Beach is doing well. She's moving down to bridal wear and evening gowns and stuff. I just want to say congratulations to you, Dorit. It's always nice to see businesses expand. Beautiful job. Congratulations to you. I wish you nothing but the absolute best. She's doing an amazing job. So we get to the house. The girls are gushing over how Harry is domestic. See, this goes back like a couple videos ago. I talked about submissiveness and how a man has to submit to his wife, a wife submits to her husband, and you submit by allowing the other to shine in the roles in which they're good at. That is a beautiful example. Lisa's not a cook, but Harry is. So what does she do? She allowed her man to do what he loves to do, which is cook. She doesn't try to take over and say, no, I'm the woman. I'm supposed to be cooking all the meals and doing all this stuff, and kind of dims what it is that makes him good and that what he likes. No, she allows him to shine by allowing him to cook. And he allows her to shine by allowing her to delegate. Whichever way it goes. But that's the beautiful thing about having a partnership with your spouse. That's the beautiful thing about submitting to your spouse. That's the beautiful thing about actually being confident in who your spouse is and vice versa. Because you're not trying to take away from what they offer. Beautiful example, Harry and Lisa. I just want to say beautiful, beautiful example. They all at the house. Everybody gets there. Sutton comes in. I hated her dress. I just hate big old print. That kind of stuff. I just hate the big print. Kathy is messy. Very messy. You was just at that darn table with them last week when Sutton sat there and said she did not like the Thomasina thing, and whenever they had this whole thing and XYZ, you literally get to the next event and the first thing you do is call this woman Thomasina. Messy. Ooh, Kathy messy. Kathy, you messy. Stay a friend of the show, Kathy. Kathy messy. So she's kicking off the drama, but it didn't go nowhere, so we was alright. They get to the table, everyone's talking. They bring out the cake for Garcelle's birthday and telling her to wish. And Garcelle's talking about how she want them hung like a horse, and Harry told her to be careful what she wished for. And Garcelle said, I know, right, because I wouldn't even know where to put it. Let me tell you something, Garcelle. You know where to put it, girl. You just don't want to put it there because that's too much. Don't be asking for nothing that's hung as a horse, girl. You better ask for the average pony. Call it a day. But you have then Sutton is looking very stank in the face, like just very stank face. And Kyle goes to check on her, and she's like, I just don't like being around people I don't like. I'm not gonna say that wasn't part of her reason. I think Sutton's face was stank because Sutton didn't bring a gift. But Lisa told them all prior, she's like, you know, you can bring a gift if you want. And everyone brought a gift except for Sutton. I think that was the main reason she wanted to go, because I think it was embarrassment. because as we know, in every event Sutton goes to, she always has a gift. So I think she was embarrassed, and I think a lot of what was going on with her was embarrassment. She's embarrassed because now I'm the one that didn't bring the gift. What does that make me look like? She's worried about what she looks like, because you sat at that table, engaged in conversation, and at the couch and everything with Crystal the whole time, never had an issue. Now again, so could be building up. So they walk off. Cal and turn this off. Cal and Sutton walk to get a drink, and Cal is basically like, she's being irrational. Like, I thought that we put this to bed. Everybody has thought this has been put to bed, and now you are just on it. So they hear them doing a little loud talking. Everyone comes over. Sutton is now crying, and she's going off, and she's like cursing, and she's like basically, Garcella's like, what do you want from Crystal? Like, you need to tell her what you want from her to make it better. And Sutton is like, she wanted an apology, and Crystal's like, I'm not apologizing for the word that I used. And she did say, I apologize for hurting your feelings. I think that's appropriate. See, I think what a lot of people need to learn to do is learn how to apologize. If you meant what you did, or if you meant what you said, don't apologize for it because you meant that. Yet, if the impact of what you did hurt someone's feelings, that's what you apologize for. So like Chris said, I apologize for hurting your feelings. That's appropriate. But like, no, that's not like she like I said, I'm not apologizing for saying the word violate, because that's what it was. And that's just what it is. I intended to use that word because that's what I felt. I felt violated, so I'm going to say I was violated. However, I apologize because that hurt your feelings. I apologize for hurting your feelings, but I do not apologize for the word that I said. That's an appropriate apology, actually. And a lot of people think appropriate apologies are, I'm so sorry that I said the word violated. I shouldn't have said that. No, you meant what you said. You meant what you said. And I hate when people are like, oh God, I'm going to say stuff I regret out of anger. No, because what you go say in anger is what you really mean to say to me. Say what you got to say to me. Charles, I don't like you because you see, Charles, this is why I don't mess with you, because you just think you are too good, X, Y, Z, blah, 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 itch, and everything else. Cool, because that's what you think anyway. Now, if I say that hurt my feelings, darn, you really hurt my feelings because I thought we were better than that. Well, Charles, I apologize for my words hurting your feelings, but I meant what I said. You ain't got to say that, but I meant what I said. But Charles, I'm sorry that my words hurt your feelings. That's how I apologize. And I know some people go be like, what's your zodiac sign? I'm a Capricorn. But I'm also a psychologist. And that's a proper apology. Do not apologize for what you intended to do. You intended to do that. However, apologize for the impact. I think Crystal did that. And now Sutton is upset and storming off. And what am I jealous of your ugly leather pants? Actually, Crystal looked great. So, fashion sense, I mean, it could be. But, honestly, Sutton, she blew this out of proportion. There was no need for it to even go here. Even Erica was just like, what? Everybody's sitting there like, I thought this was done. Even Crystal was like, did I do something today? Like, I swear I haven't done anything. Sutton is just all over the place. Sutton is going through a lot. She needs to go to therapy. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Everybody can benefit from therapy. But she's having a difficult time controlling her emotions and actually expressing what it is that she's feeling. Like, she needs some additional help. But with that being said and done, I just want to say again, thank you all so much for everything that you have done by supporting me. Please, if you're new, like, comment, and subscribe. And please, everyone, if you have any questions for me, please put them in the chat. Well, not in the chat, it's actually the comment section. Or if you have any comments for me or anything like that, just put them down there. I'm down to read them and to also learn at the same token. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate you for everything you're doing and for always being here for me. And I'll see you next week. Bye.